How's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to the Bear Down podcast, where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. Today we have a segment for the Bears-Packers game this week, Week 17, at Soldier Field. That's at 3:25 p.m. We're doing three key matchups. Obviously, we know this opponent very well. We've been doing a lot of stuff throughout the week and have a few more segments coming out this week, and we're going to be talking about our opponent, and this is our playoffs here, so it's going to be a very interesting week. But we'll see how things go. So to start out, my name is Zach Rimbos. I'm the head editor and video producer here at Bear Down, and I am joined with my co-host Parth Shah. Parth, how you doing?
Just doing pretty good. Just been relaxing. Kind of tired, but just pushing through it.
Yep, 7:30. It's we had a blizzard pretty much yesterday. Yeah. If you're in the Chicago area, it wasn't too bad, but could have been a lot worse. But a lot of the same stuff. Keeping safe and all that. But yeah, we have a good one this week. It's gonna be very interesting. But yeah, let's hop right into it. Before we hop into it, if you are new here, or you're coming back, drop a like below. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. We post a ton of Bears content pretty much. We've been grinding out this month. And this is pretty much our season here. So it's going to be a very interesting week, like I said. But let's get into it. So first matchup, I'm going to hand it off to Parth right away. There's three key matchups this week, and it's going to be, offense, defense, and we're going to have some special matchups that we really need to really take advantage of for us to be able to win this game. So Parth, go ahead with your first matchup.
I'm going to go with the Bears offensive line versus the Green Bay defensive line. The game has to be won in the trenches. I feel like the Bears, if they want to win this game, it's got to be won through the trenches. And by doing that, we need to establish the run game. I think David Montgomery needs to have a big game for the Bears to win this. You cannot depend on Mitch Trubisky to beat down this Green Bay defense. At times, they've been super elite. We saw that last week against the Tennessee Titans. They had a really good week last week. I think this defense has a lot of firepower. So you got to win this game through the trenches, slow them down offensively, and slow the speed of the game down. Hopefully Montgomery can get going. The offensive line needs to create some big holes for him, and try to keep a clean pocket for Trubisky. With Sam Mustipher and Cody Whitehair, they've been playing. Those two have been playing really well together. I think adding Sam Mustipher has definitely elevated the offensive line, and Charles Leno Jr. has also been on fire lately. I think PFF has him ranked like top 5, top 6. I think so. He's been playing well. Ifedi, he's also been playing well. So the offensive line in general has been playing well with Trubisky back there. But yeah, I think that needs to stay this game. The Packers got really good pass rushers in the Smith brothers. Preston Smith is Darren Smith. Those two both have over 10 sacks this year. So got to watch out for those two.
Absolutely. We're going to have to, their weakness, the Packers' weakness is definitely their defense, obviously, because the offense is so talented. Yeah. But, either way, this defense is still good. You can't sleep on that. Mitch has been coming off a couple of good weeks, definitely playing the best football of his career. He's going to have to look to be able to carry this momentum into this game. And regardless if we need to rely on him or not, he needs to have a really good game. He can't be making some mistakes that we saw, such as the Jacksonville game where he, throws that ball into the defender where he could into multiple defenders where he could just throw that out, go live for another down. You almost have to be, for us to make a playoff run, for us to be the Green Bay Packers, who are, obviously, I think the scariest team in the NFC right now. The Seahawks aren't showing me a lot of promise. Their defense is not good. It's very, very poor in terms of, in the passing game, but their rushing game has been But regardless, the Packers look really good on both sides of the ball. The defense, obviously, like I said, is more of the weakness, but we're really going to have to look at being able to put up points. We can't rely on, our defense, who's been really struggling in the past couple of weeks to pull out this victory. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go into our next matchup, which I think is going to be really important, which is our defensive line versus the Packers offensive line. Players like Khalil Mack, who you can say whatever you want about the holding scenario and all that. They do seem to get away with a lot of holding calls. But regardless, this pass rush really has to get to Aaron Rodgers. There's no doubt about it. If he gets too much time, it'll be devastating. He's a playmaker. He's probably the most talented quarterback this league has ever seen. So you can't let him get too much time in the pocket. You have to have pass rushers step up. Khalil Mack has to have a great game. Keem Hicks has to be helping in the running game. You have to shut down Aaron Jones. But mostly the defensive line just has to get pressure to Aaron Rodgers. There's not much success when it comes to our defensive line versus Aaron Rodgers, unless you look back a few years ago. But other than that, man, I mean, it's really important that our defense steps up this game. They have the playoffs on the line. The Packers are looking for the number 1 seed here. They're trying to clinch it against us. And Rodgers is coming to Chicago. So it's really, really important this week. There's going to be a lot of questions. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen this week because the defense has been really, really struggling. But they have a chance really to redeem themselves this week. And I think that, if the defense can start getting on a roll, starting with this game specifically, going into the playoffs, if they come out with a victory, I think we really do have a good shot. I'm not saying go all the way, but I am saying I think if the defense can keep, go back to what it was earlier in the season, if the offense can keep up what it's been doing, it'll be very interesting to see. But I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to be almost flawless on all 3 phases of the ball or of football this week. Special teams are gonna have to show up. There were a lot of special teams penalties last week, which I don't agree with some of the penalties that were called. It was very weird watching that game live. Parth and Chris and Jaylen and I were really just like wondering what was happening. But regardless, no penalties on special teams. They're probably not going to kick the ball to Cordero, but he has to have a good game too. Offense has to show up. Defense has to, go back to who they were. And, we really have a true chance to show our identity this week. And I think that it's really good, actually, that Aaron Rodgers is playing this week along with their starters because it really is a true test. There's no point in going to the playoffs if we're not going to be able to beat one of the best teams. And with this offense doing what it hasn't done in years, what it's doing right now, it'll be very interesting to see. So, Rodgers coming to Chicago, this rivalry, which is the oldest in football and in my opinion, the best in sports, is going to be a very, very interesting end of the season. So, going into this week, man, I am really stressed out. I don't know about you, Parth, but like it is being a Bears fan, especially where we're at right now, we were hoping at this point in the season it would be for the division and not for, our playoff, the chances to be alive. But yeah, it's all in.
It's a super stressful time. Basically, all year it's been kind of like that, up and down. We won 5 straight, then we lost 6 straight, and then here we are, with a chance to still make the playoffs. But it's gonna be hard. The Rams are without their starting quarterback. Jared Goff's going to play. I think Cooper Kupp is also out in that game. And then Kyler Murray is probably going to play that game, even though he's going to hurt. And then we have to play the Packers, starters. It's going to be tough. I think the Bears have a pretty solid chance. A lot of people are writing them out. I don't think anyone's giving us a shot to win this game, which is fine. I think it's fair. But I expect the Bears to come out to try to shock the world. This could be the last time Trubisky's ever putting on a Bears jersey. He's definitely going to want to put on a show. And same with Allen Robinson. He's trying to earn his contract somewhere or here back in Chicago. So he's definitely here to put on a show. So I think this defense, like you said, needs to come and play. If they can get their if they can get their mojo back together. They haven't been the same the last couple of weeks, but if they can get back together against this Packers offense, they can hang with anyone, and then this team can make a shot with anyone, especially with the way this offense is playing. But again, it comes down to this week. If you don't win with this week, nothing matters. So yeah, it's a win or go home type of situation, which sucks, especially because when we were 5-1, I was thinking we had a chance to be one of the best teams in the league. But here we are. We got another chance even after losing 6 straight. So you got to take every chance you can get. I would love to see the Bears in the playoffs. I think the Bears could beat any team in the NFL and can lose to any team in the NFL. That's just how we play. But that's the reason why I want us in the playoffs, because I think we can upset the world with 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah, what you said about Allen Robinson and Trubisky, seriously, you made a post about it on your Instagram as well, and I saw that. It is very, very sad to see that. I love both of them, and I can't respect them anymore. But Yeah, I do have to say, this year, among many years in the NFL that I've been able to watch during my time, um, this has been the most interesting year of
Yeah,
football I've seen in a long time. If you look at the NFC right now, if you look at the AFC, I mean NFC East, the Giants and the football team, and who else? The Cowboys are all fighting for that spot. And although that's obviously not the best division of football, that's still very interesting. And then of course you have the Rams are still trying to get in. The Cardinals are still trying to solidify that spot, and the Bears still obviously trying to get in. AFC is by far. But yeah, I mean, seriously, anybody can go into a game and win.
yeah.
Jets go into the Rams, they win. That's a crazy, crazy upset. But
Jets
yeah, I
won
mean,
last week too, so anything could happen in the NFL. So I
and
can't
it's
wait to see what happens this week. So
yeah, and it's even crazier that I mean, the AFC. You saw the Bengals win against
yeah,
the Titans a long time ago when they were not doing very well. Hot, they're not still not doing very hot. But then you have last week Aaron Rodgers blows out the Titans at home. I mean, seriously, anything can
did not
happen, and
expect that. Yeah,
anything can happen. Even with that weather too, this snow, you'd figure maybe they slow up a little bit, but they were able to put up 40 points still on a team that's 10 and is 10-4. But I'm sorry, was 10-4. But yeah, I mean seriously, it's a league where anybody can win. Everything is on the line this week. So watching the Bears and who's going to step up is going to be very interesting this week. Jaylen Johnson is day to day. They had a walkthrough today, so it'll be interesting to keep. I mean, we have to keep an eye out on that. Buster Screen, we're still not sure if he's going to play. Akeem Hicks, I think, had an illness, is what they say, but it's not COVID. So, I mean, you basically have to kill Akeem Hicks to not have him not play this game. I guarantee he's going to play this game. Jaylen Johnson being back, it would be very important for this team. I still don't want Buster Screen out there. I against the Packers too. I feel like he just can't do it.
yeah,
They're really good at getting Davante Adams in the slot lined up with Buster Screen, and that's a very, very. I mean, it's almost a given matchup.
yeah. I think like against the Lions and the Packers, I think it was a back-to-back weeks. Both quarterbacks Stafford and Rodgers attack screen basically all of first quarter, and that's how they hammered it on us. I think Matthew Stafford went to him in the third quarter when they were down, and they came back and won the game. So Buster Screen, I like Duke Shelley in there. I really do. I think Kindle Vildor, he's definitely got some time and experience to go. I think it's still really early for him to start. I would love to see Jaylen Johnson back. I think him being healthy would definitely help this defense out, especially the corners, because I think the Bears have had some tough times, especially last week. Like, I think Mike Glennon, early on was able to get some yards on us, which was kind of frustrating to watch.
Yeah, especially in that first half. I
Yeah,
mean, 13-10, we were just thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is like really embarrassing." But embarrassing, excuse me. But I mean, they really needed that momentum. Blowing. I mean, obviously it's the Jaguars, but they really needed that blowout win. It's easily the easiest win that the Bears have had all season. They have not blown out really a team in that fashion. And I mean, to be thinking that at this point in the season, after losing 6 straight, after questions of Matt Nagy should be gone, Ryan Pace should be gone, we were ranting about it. To be thinking that we are in this situation where it's on the line against our division, our rival. It's going to be really, really a week that if we come out with a win, could potentially change the outcome of the season. They are saying that there's been rumors out there that Mitch will be coming back as quarterback in 2021. I'm pretty sure the front office is going to keep Matt Nagy. I'm not sure about Pace, but it's going to be a very interesting offseason regardless. But for now, we have to focus on this game, one game at a time, obviously. And I'm sure the players are going to have that same mentality. They want it just as bad. It's the Packers. What better way to clinch the playoffs than beat the Packers? So, yeah, but I mean, that'll pretty much do it for us guys. It's been a pleasure being able to hop on here and talk some Bears football again. Parth, any last words?
yeah, it was fun to have you, Zach. It's fun to record when you're on. Sometimes, yeah, you don't have you on all the time, but it's nice to have you on. Yeah, I was gonna go head down and watch some college football. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, some good games on tonight too.
Yeah.
But I will say we have a really special weekend here. I'm pretty sure the Windy City Prods will be live streaming with us. Chris won't be able to make that, so I'll be in there as well. But if you guys were there last week, we had I believe it was over 180 live viewers at one point, and that is the most we've ever had in a live stream, and that's awesome. So thank you guys so much for the support on that. But this week we have a really, really special one. You cannot miss it. You have to tune into the live stream. It's going to be a great time. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We're just going to wrap it up here, but I appreciate you all listening. Again, if you're new here, go ahead and go down below, leave a like, subscribe. We post Bears content. But again, I appreciate you guys very much. We have a great video coming out for you guys either tomorrow or New Year's on New Year's. So look out for that. It's kind of just a wrap up of 2020 and how it's been for us. But always, of course, thanks to you guys who give us this platform. So I really appreciate it. Stay safe and bear down, everybody. Peace.